that, and people have associated her with the far right, and can she has her opinions on that. So does Hannity for his millions that he gets paid every year. But because of this Herman Cain thing, and because people feel she felt he was being picked on, okay, and then she had the audacity to say, "Well, our blacks are so much better than your blacks, or their blacks." So I'm thinking. I'm thinking, and as an African, I heard a comment. I even heard a comment by Whoopi Goldberg on the View, okay, where she says, "Damn, here I thought I was free, and now I'm gonna find out I was owned again." Okay, so
That would be her.
okay, she said she was owned again, and then I'm saying that wow, she feels that she was owned again, and what Hispanics were during this time. We were in the kitchen. Somebody had to make the beans, and I keep telling everybody, when they were signing the Declaration of Independence, the people who were serving the beer were Latinos. We were there, okay? We were there for the signing, so make no bones about it. We were right there from the get-go, all right? Somebody had served the beer, all right? So we were doing it in the enchiladas.
So the our blacks, is that like a team thing?
Yes,
Like our black team and
our
versus
black team, yes.
your black
So
team.
It's just a fascinating viewpoint that they had there, and just to go along with her Republican viewpoint in Virginia, the Republican Party there, one of their, I think it's Lourdes, Virginia, they were so kind to join into this thing that they sent out pictures of of the president, dressed up as a jack-o'-lantern, like a mummy, like a monster, with a bullet hole in his head. And they thought it was hilarious. They got Pelosi on the lower corner of the picture. Oh, very, very serious. They got Pelosi on the lower corner of this, and with bug eyes and stuff like that. And they thought this was a very moment. I'm sure all of you are laughing right now. It's just a funny guy, bunch of guys. So of course, the Republican Party, noting that the Hispanic vote will probably turn the elections one way or the other, we're totally terrified of this and said, "Oh no, we're against this. We are totally against this. How, my God, how can we have this?" And the guy that's in charge. This is I'll spell the name Loudoun group. Okay, he decided. In fact, the Secret Service is involved in this. Okay, the Secret Service is checking into this, and the Republican Party was totally, allegedly appalled by this yuck moment. Okay, and so the guy head of the Lotus Republican Party resigned over it, which is what he should have done. But the fact is there's more morons like that all over the place. The only good thing about this is, as at least he exposed himself, and hopefully a lot of people will identify him in the open when they see him, and he can go from there. It's much better to enjoy a racist when a racist is outward, right in your face and telling you how much he cares about you. On that note, and we're going to segue over to Eva. Eva, good afternoon. How are you today?
Good afternoon. I hope you all are doing fine. I want to comment on what I've taken from the Herman Cain thing.
Yes, ma'am.
I think it's a fight between the blacks in the black community. It showed me they're more racist than the whites. Now, the whites are racist, some of them. But there's more black racism than white racism.
And why are you saying that, Eva?
Well, because I have been following all the radio things and what they say, and every time you get a black person speaking on this subject, they're always making things about him singing. God's given him a gift.
Right.
How about these, I don't know what, hip-hoppers?
Yeah, hip-hop.
Hip-hoppers?
Yeah.
They made, and these comedians make fun of them.
Yeah.
I mean, why are we so touchy about it?
Because in some instances, people are referring back to the early days When
Again, get
wait a
on
minute,
with your
but
life.
wait a minute.
Look,
People are
Jose,
referring to a point in time.
I
But
understand.
there are
but you
more
don't-
Finish,
people.
Eva.
There are more people who wish to go back to the old times, and they're presenting their racism in that fashion. It used to be when blacks needed money, even in the colleges especially, they would have to go to to the white side, and have money, and they would have lunches, and then they would sing for their money, in a minstrel type thing. We've come People of color have come a long way from that. They don't want to revert back to that. This is a campaign. This is not Glee. This is not a program for singers. This is a program. You're going to run for the office of the president of the United States.
Well,
We don't need a singer in the White House.
Well, that's your opinion, and a lot of guys and gals have died for that opinion. But they've also died for my opinion. And my opinion.
I'm sorry. Well, Eva, when was the last singer that we had in the White House?
I don't know, because all of them's been professional politicians.
Okay, well, for that matter, I would have loved to have Frank Sinatra as president. Okay,
I
because
would too, but
because the mafioso would be in his right arm.
He didn't choose to run. I'm talking about me, and you're
Right.
going back. I can only do, Jose.
Racism
make a
is not new.
difference.
Racism is not a new thing, Eva.
No, but you
Okay.
can only deal with
Yeah,
it
but
while
you
you're
can't-
around.
Yeah,
You're
but
going,
you can't ignore the past to try to develop a future.
You learn from the past.
Wait a minute, you can't
I agree with you.
You can't avoid the past and somehow
I
forget it
understand.
and deliver, and all of a sudden everybody's okay.
I
You have a lot
agree
of white
with you.
people that
But
have
I
a
did
deep-rooted
not
issue.
call about that. I called about what I learned from Herman Cain.
Okay.
And everything that I've listened to TV,
Right.
and all the people that are talking against him
Right.
are college-educated, light-skinned black people. And I heard a black person say, now again,
You
this
heard
is
a
all
black person
hearsay.
say?
Yeah, because
How do you know that
I'm
person
not
was
a
black,
black
Eva?
person, Jose.
How do you know that?
I don't know what a black person has to endure.
Yeah, but
How
what-
can I speak?
That's my point. You don't know what it has to endure.
Exactly.
Okay,
But
and so
what
you can't
I'm-
forget the stuff that it has taken to come to this point. And racism is here every day. People
It's always
speak to
gonna
you
be
down.
here, Jose. You're
People
not going
speak
to do
down.
away with it.
But that's why we have to address it when it hits. We can't
But
just let
you
it
can
go.
only deal with it the best way you know how to deal with it.